The Invictus Fleet Week is currently in its testing phase in the Star Citizen public test universe, and as part of that test, a tour of the Aegis Javelin, the UEE Warhammer, is available at select times. And what makes it very special this year is that it is here in Orison for the public to tour. Stick and I were able to jump aboard for a look around. I'm not going to add much in the way of narration on this one because it speaks for itself, but it was a very cool day out for sure.
Have you ever wanted to see what life is like aboard an active military vessel? The UEE Warhammer, a Javelin-class destroyer, is currently docked at this station and open to the public.
Welcome aboard the UEE Warhammer. As part of this year's Invictus celebrations, I'd like to invite you to take a look around and get an up-close look at an active military vessel. Some of the actual crew members have graciously volunteered their time to explain what life is like aboard the ship. I would like to remind you that the entire ship is not available for exploration, so please be respectful of unauthorized areas. Thank you, and enjoy your visit.
Alright, let's settle down. My name's Lieutenant Commander Alderman. I run the turret complement aboard the Warhammer. That means I'm in charge of coordinating fire between our various gunners during a combat engagement in order to maximise combat effectiveness. But when we aren't in combat, I strive to keep my team sharp by running through engagement drills and simulated encounters. Now, the Javelin comes standard with 15 turrets, 13 of which have embedded operators. There are 6 turrets like the one you see here that run along the side of the ship, each of which is equipped with a pair of size 7 cannons for larger targets and a pair of size 4 Gatlings for smaller targets like fighters and even incoming missiles and torpedoes. We've got 4 more turrets on the bow of the ship, armed with size 7 energy cannons and 3 gunners on the underside with the same. All this firepower is coupled with a heavy payload of ordnance to make the Warhammer a real problem for all sizes of ship, hence why we can be tasked to operate independently on patrols without support from the rest of the battle group. During the Xeno threat incursion, our gunners were responsible for the destruction of over 70 hostile elements and several capital ships, as well as protecting the ship from incoming ordnance. As a special treat, we've safetied this turret so you can get a taste of what it feels like to be a gunner. All the weapons have been deactivated, so don't worry about accidental discharge. But I'll remind you this is an active military vessel, so be respectful of the same. Thank you, and have a great Invictus.
Have you ever wanted to see what life is like aboard an active military vessel? The UEE Warhammer, a Javelin-class destroyer, is currently docked at this station and open to the public.
Special slots for personal effects, and it's capable of sealing you up to give you a little privacy. People are always moving around the barracks. Sleeping schedules shift slightly too, so they can activate the full crew at a moment's notice.
My name's Lieutenant Horrigan, and as you can probably tell, this is Warhammer's mess hall. Definitely one of the more popular spaces on the ship. The mess has a fully automated dispensary since we operate on rotating shifts. We have a standard crew complement of 65 to 70, and meals need to be available at all times, so we have a culinary team always on duty, ready to lend support. The famous pilot Harry O'Reilly was once quoted as saying, "If you ever want to take the temperature of a ship's crew, spend 20 minutes in their mess." Now, this is one of the main social areas of the ships where crew members from different departments can catch up in their own downtime. We also use the mess for social events like birthdays, holidays, and promotions, since it's able to hold so many people. Our skipper, Captain Metcalf, is a big believer in casual gatherings. It's in an effort to entrench camaraderie. So we're in here pretty often. Now, you've probably noticed our games in the corner, so I'll just address the question that everyone asks. Yes, it's pretty competitive. The XO currently has the score to beat. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to have a look around.
I love how this mess is like big enough that it is actually like a proper cafeteria instead of, you know, like the mess on the Carrack is cool and cozy, but like this is like real, like big ship.
It's like, yeah, the Carrack has the hallway and then the rooms on the either side, and like this is most of that space. Just walking down here.
Got air hockey as well.
Ready?
Starboard. Engine room. What is this?
Pressure's the break.
It looked like, yeah, it's a cell something.
There's one more.
Bridge. Can you access the bridge?
Unfortunately, no. But
How close can you get?
I don't physically within the ship. I don't actually know. Yeah, like there's a lot of areas like that are.
I can see how insistent they are that we don't go on the bridge. The interior of this thing is very cool.
Yes.
The Javelin-class destroyer was originally built by Aegis Dynamics and has been in active service since 2832. Launching under the command of Captain Omar Singh, the ship initially served as a combat support vessel in the 2nd Fleet, 6th Battle Group, a posting that put it close to the Vandal front. The Warhammer saw action during the fall of Caliban in 2884, where it protected retreating civilian and naval forces when the system ultimately fell, earning a ribbon for valor in the process. For the next several decades, the Warhammer transitioned between fleets in a variety of support and patrol positions, even participating in the UEE push to reclaim the Nexus system in the 2930s. Most recently, the Warhammer distinguished itself as the primary combat vessel to repel the outlaw group known as Xenothreat from the Stanton system. Since then, the Warhammer has been placed in dry dock for repairs, but is heading back to active service once this year's Invictus festivities are concluded. The room you're currently seated in is the main briefing room for the entire ship. Based around a hollow volume built by Microtech, the crew gathers here to discuss everything from battle strategies to repair schedules. The Marine detail assigned to this ship also uses this room to plan out their boarding actions or outline combat strategies. This room has even acted as a venue for off-duty activities, such as vid screenings or sporting event parties. We hope that you'll take the opportunity to explore the ship and get an up-close look at one of the vanguards of order. On behalf of Captain Metcalf and the rest of the crew, I want to wish you a fantastic Invictus. I hope we see you next year.
I do like the corridors with the padding on the wall.
Yeah.
We aren't letting any more visitors in today. Try again later.
Boy, I'd like to
Part of
stick
this
around.
year's Invictus
Ooh,
Just take
that'd be
kindly to
cool.
that.
Sleeping quarters.
In the sleeping quarters area.
The windows look so cool, don't they? You don't really notice them obviously from the outside, right? But they're very
makes me want to have more windows on ships.
This is like, nah, you can't go in there. I think a Javelin would be, I mean, God, what's the minimum crew you would need on a Javelin? Damn, Javelin. Yeah, cool. All we need to know is for them to add it to the game. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching and send a huge thank you to all of our amazing patrons, who you can see on screen right now. And in this video, I would especially like to thank Commander Crown, who recently became a backer of the channel over on Patreon. Thank you very much for the generous support. Patrons like you are what make these videos possible and allow me the time it takes to edit the videos together, and I really appreciate the help. If you are thinking of starting Star Citizen yourself, you can use the referral code in the description below to gain an extra 5,000 credits when signing up for a new account. And we'll be back with more from the Invictus Fleet Week very soon.